I want to make sure that the California future is one that's synonymous with the American dream. My parents were immigrants who came to this country and sacrificed for their family because they knew America provided the best opportunities for the next generation. As governor, I want to make sure that that dream continues. I'm blessed with 8 godchildren, so I want my godchildren to live in a state that is socially inclusive, that one that says that they have great value, and that we have the infrastructure, education, healthcare, jobs that let them fulfill their dreams. It was built on the back of immigrants who worked and sacrificed. My parents are immigrants who came to this country, and so it's really important that we take on President Trump on DACA. Here you have students who signed up under the Obama administration. They made a promise. So if you're studying, if you're working hard, if you're registered, we ought to keep that promise. Americans overwhelmingly support the DACA kids, and so I think it's important that President Trump understand where America is, and that immigration is critical to California and America's economic growth. Affordable universal health care. We still have 2.9 million Californians who do not have insurance. Obamacare closed the gap dramatically. The great news is that we significantly closed that gap for California's most vulnerable, the children of our state. I want to make sure that we put in a system. I'd like to drive towards single payer. We want to start to drive down costs. We have to have greater transparency. But the most important part about all of this is you need somebody who has the financial know-how and the qualifications to make sure that we do this properly. Our critical issue right now is to push back against President Trump and Congress who want to reduce the health care funding that we receive from the federal government. If they go back to pre-Obama days, right, there's going to be a huge impact to the Treasury of the state of California, and it's going to be a massive cost shift into the pockets of everyday Californians, right, and you're going to put Californians, again, in harm's risk, right? Massive housing crisis throughout the state, especially here in the Bay Area, right? The technology companies that have created great wealth can't recruit the next generation of talent because it's just too expensive to live here. My brother lives in the Bay Area and it's incredibly expensive, and he feels those challenges. But as state treasurer, I've worked on building new and rehabilitated housing to the extent that we've increased it by 83%, right? That's what separates me in one area, because I'm the only one today working on making sure that the young folks, seniors, those who are facing the prospects of homelessness have some type of hope. I'm working on that. And also what separates my work from others is that I'm the person you can trust in regards to the state's finances. When we had that last financial crisis in the state, I took on everybody, whether it was Governor Schwarzenegger when he wanted to pay the public servants federal minimum wage, or to the legislature when they passed an unbalanced budget. Right? We can't break the backs of everyday Californians because the politicians in Sacramento can't do the math correctly. We're underinvested in our infrastructure, and if you want to have a great economy, we're going to have to upgrade, right? We have dramatic climate change, so what are we going to do in regards to clean water technologies? What are we going to do to make sure that we have cleaner air, especially in so many of the lower income communities that are impacting people of color? What do we do in regards to investments in education in all communities, right? You can't continue to have the disparity where those who are higher income get great access to education, but those who are lower income, often, again, people of color, don't get the best access to education. So, right, if we're going to have a California that creates greater opportunities, we're going to invest in all communities.